What's up? I just got hacked. Ha ha ha. No, I didn't. April Fools. We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at some projects today, some RWAs, some gaming projects that have not yet launched and you may not have even heard of before. There's some games that are going to be coming out soon that I want to kind of mention today. But first, we're going to look at where is the market going and why every Sunday night, US Eastern Standard Time, does the market kind of pull back from the weekend. And likely, when we get to that point where we have that open on Monday morning, why it generally has that Monday pump, and then we likely see those Tuesday dumps, which we've had quite a few times in the last couple months. Okay, so Bitcoin has been in this really tight range for basically a whole entire week. That's the range between $71,400 and $69,000. We've kind of been in this really tight, compact range. Our volumes kind of dropped off over the weekend. That's normal because we see that happen due to Easter Sunday, Easter Monday. So happy Easter, everyone. If you have celebrated, great. And happy April Fools. I got some of you guys on Twitter this morning by telling you guys that my wallets were hacked. They did not get hacked. It's all good, guys. Don't worry. So Bitcoin looks like it's fine. On the 3-day, it also looks great. On the 3-day though, we're really far away from the Chiku, but 3 days is not really what I'm concerned about. So the 4-hour also looks quite okay. We did that C clamp, so it could come back down and retest down lower, but we're holding that 69,000, and you can see it's a really tight range up and down, up and down. I've shown you guys this type of pattern before, where it just kind of ranges in between, get that sideways consolidation. We had a huge pump, and that's normal, right? We don't see that as something that's odd. We see that as something that's quite normal when we have a very large pump like we did over here. And so that's where we're at with Bitcoin. Now Ethereum, it did have a beautiful Kijun bounce. It's kind of teetering between that 35-20 level. We see that Chiku span might be turning bearish, but I did talk about this before, how it could turn bearish for a short time and pop back up, and so could it do like this as well. So you can see something similar to what I just drew right there happening, as well as something there, but we do see that downward sloping Tenkin, which I don't really like. But again, we've seen this type of thing happen before, right around over here, and the top of the cloud held us up. I do think we're going to still see stuff like that now. And if we zoom out just a little bit more, you can see that we're really okay on Ethereum on the 3-day. So you can always get these type of fake outs that happen, but you have to know what to look for. This is the stuff that I teach people in my course. This is the stuff, if you're a member of the CoachKLife, you get access to my courses, you get access to me, you help. So I help you learn, and the other members who've been there for 5, 6, 7 years also will help you learn. A lot of OGs, a lot of really helpful people. Now BNB, it's also again sticking between the range between $500 and $640. So we can see that's kind of stay there for a little bit longer and kind of coming down potentially, if it breaks below 500, back down to the $475 level. The one outlier right now, one big outlier is Solana. It's definitely been doing really well, but something to caution you on is, again, when volumes start to drop and get lower and the price starts to get higher, you should be someone who thinks twice about why is that happening. Be very careful. Now we know about Ajax, and we know about Arweave, and we know about FET, right? We know about those projects because they've been doing extremely well, and because of the potential merger that's coming up with FET, with Ocean, and with Ajax, we might have a super AI project. We'll also see things like KIP protocol, so shout out to my KIP homies. These guys are a real AI project, and when I say it's a real AI project, they're actually doing things with doctors, with professors who actually teach and understand AI at a very high level. They're not just slapping I'm doing AI on anything and just using ChatGPT or Sora or something like that to kind of prove their point when they're really not using their own tech and they're not really decentralized. So we got to look for those type of high value platform plays because those things are very important, and then we know what to look for and what we should be doing. Now moving on, we got like all these other coins, but one of the projects that I've been showing you very transparently since way down here at 2.2 cents is Ankr, when I said this is going to be my trade where I close out at $1 million. A 7-figure trade, 100% transparent, because I think it's really important that it's not just talk, it's walk. Because a lot of people in our space talk a lot and they don't prove it. Well, I'm trying to give you guys proof of inside the pudding that you can very easily become a great trader. And I remember times where I had $100 as a trade and I was super ecstatic. I made $100. Now I'm trying to show you guys that I can make $1 million with the exact same trading strategy with more time and profitability over time, not trying to get rich quick. If you try to get rich quick, you get broke really quick. quick. If you try to get rich slowly, you get very rich. And it does, in crypto, 5 years, a year even can change your whole entire life. The next year will change your whole entire life if you stay focused and you don't let greed take the best out of you. Talked about this one as well last video. That was just before the weekend, and that's Wilder World. So Wilder Worlds went from like 80, 90 cents all the way up to $1.20, come back down. Remember, this thing could go much higher. I talked about this being one level that we could see, but really what I'm looking for now is us to kind of get up to these levels right around here. Just let me break down a bit. So somewhere around this level at $1.85 would be a great level to look for, and even potentially a little bit higher up into this zone here where we see a really good reaction. But I think right here is a really good one right around there. We see a lot of tops where we push back down. So we're looking for that, and we're looking for our next level above that, which somewhere, we're looking for tops. So somewhere in this region right here, or even maybe potentially a little bit lower down there. So I'm looking at there. Now remember, we have this price action all the way up to the top at $7. Just under $8 is pretty high up there. With Miami coming out, Wilder World is awesome, crushing it. I'm really excited about where they're going. Now OSAKA, my meme coin of the cycle, is about to enter phase 2, and we had a massive run up. Like, look at that run up from like middle of February all the way to the start of March. We ran up like, I don't even know like how much percent, like 400-500%, 600%. So naturally we had to come back down. We've seen it get pushed down. We're wicking, meaning that every time it gets a little bit lower than 2600, it's getting bought back up. I'm one of the people that buys back up when it gets down there because I do really believe in this project and the people who are behind it. I think that this is going to absolutely go on many different phases, and this is only going into phase 2. I've heard there's 5 phases, and if you look at SHIB, this was like the first phase when SHIB really started to moon out of like, down here all the way up to that. Everyone was like, whoa. And then it goes so high that it literally, you have to like pull down, everything becomes smaller and smaller and it goes higher and higher. If they do it again, and if they've done it once, they probably will. That's something to keep my eyes on. And it's still just stuck in this little range for the last couple weeks between 34 and 26. So we're gonna watch that right now. We're waiting for phase 2, and I think phase 2 will do something similar to what we saw back here. So I'll just zoom out a bit. We kind of went sideways and up slowly, kind of came down, sideways and up, down, up and down. It's kind of like that rangy motion. We saw it over here too. Now we're seeing that type of rangy motion again, where we're ranging and ranging, kind of back down, top of the range, back down, top of the range, and we'll likely see something like that continue. Another really great gaming project I've talked about before is Tropica. These guys got immense amounts of stuff that they've been doing through the bear market. It launched way back in 22, and obviously it's slowly risen all the way to where it's at. This is only a $100 million market cap right now, and it's got $2 million liquidity, and they haven't done marketing. They haven't done much of anything. Their game is hilarious. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch the spaces I did with them in the past. Really, really great. I'm excited about them as well. And looking at things like DGI, another one, gaming projects, because we're trying to focus a little bit on gamings and RWAs. This is when I joined the project. This is where they're at right now. There's a little resistance. We do see that support right here. You can clearly see the nice support right around this level. So we're kind of doing the same thing as I was talking about, that ranging. We go top of the range, we go bottom of the range, we go top of the range, we go bottom of the range, we go top of the range, until we break out, and then we go further, right? That's generally how crypto works. It ranges, gets consolidation, and then it pops back up, right? So that's likely what we're gonna see again. I'm waiting for it, and as you should also be waiting for it. All right, so April Fool's Day. Don't get fooled by the market. Don't get fooled by your friends or by Coach again today. I hope you guys have a great day. Keep your eyes open for gaming and RWA projects. I think those are going to be very, very big as they start to pump, as you're seeing it. I showed you today. They're all doing what they do. I'm trying to get you in to everything early. Let's crush this cycle together. The next 380 days of your life are the biggest, most important 380 days of your life ever.